Hello YouTube, this is Trynet here. Over the weekend I was in Gen Con, so I didn't get to do a video on this yet. But yeah, the ban list was spoiled last week, I think on Friday or something. And I figured I might as well do a video to try to explain my thoughts. As a quick disclaimer, I haven't really done much testing under the list. I've played 5 games. 4 of them were not real games, as one guy didn't speak English, the other guy FTK'd me with FTGR, the other guy chain burned me out. One guy was playing Six Samurai with Fusion Blade, Murasame Blade, however that's pronounced. The 800, whatever. Yeah, it was bad. So, on the band, we have Brio and Future Fusion. For Brio, this card had it coming for a long time. I would have liked to see Goyo come back with this get banned, but I guess it's not a big deal. But the problem is with level 6s, now you only have Gaia to really make, because the rest are pretty bad, aside from, I guess, Orient Dragon, who doesn't do anything anymore, because Synchros are kind of not being made. Future Fusion, do I need to explain this? You couldn't ban 5-headed Dragon, because apparently in the OCG there was some hero deck that abused it too, so, yeah. Limited cards, Inzector Dragonfly, Inzector Hornet, they basically killed Inzectors as much as they could. I have a friend who's telling me that Inzectors are still viable because, and I quote, Centipede gets there, but I have my doubts. Ivigishiki Gust Kraken, I'm not quite sure what card this is. I think it's the one that randomly discards cards when summoned or something. Did some kind of hand loop in the Heretic Ishiki list, but so I'm glad to see that gone. I didn't like Wind Up Loop very much, so I can't imagine like this very much. Chaos Sorcerer Limited, this card should never have gone above 1. Maybe it should never have been legal. I don't know. Just stretch, but it won, it's probably fine. BLS should have gotten banned, but I guess it makes sense to have one Blackluster Soldier and one strictly worse Blackluster Soldier. I guess not strictly worse, but you know what I mean. Spore, B3. I don't know why it's at 1. Makes no difference. It 1. You can only use the ability once per game, etc. Zen Mighty kills the Wind-Up Loop. Hey, Wind-Up's still a good deck, but I haven't done any testing, so I cannot really confirm or deny this. Red Eyes Darkness Metal, this is to kill the erratic Gustav loop, I guess. And it also... People like on the Chaos Dragons are still viable, but it seems like they lost gas losing Feature Fusion, Chaos Sorcerer, and the Darkness Metal, and a copy of Darkness Metal, because like now you're basically on the Light Pulse Red Eyes Darkness Metal loop plan, and that plan's pretty hard to get into effect with just one Red Eyes Darkness Metal. I could be wrong, but it just seems like it's really fragile too, because everyone's gonna play deep prisons and stuff. Tsukiyomi, I'd really see this card good again. This should have been unbanned forever ago. It probably won't have any impact on the game because any deck that really abuses it should really be good. It must see some kinds of niche play as a way to disable and kill Thunder Kings, but even that seems pretty bad. It's a really good utility card, but I don't know if it actually has a home. Ultimate Offering to 1, yeah, kill the gadget deck. Screw that deck, I hate it. I played it for one event and drew every gadget in my deck every game. And then I play against it, and they always open Ultimate. Yeah, I'm bitter, shut up. Semi-limit, we got Mirror Force. This card could be at 3. I don't think we're going to be playing one Mirror Force, as Deep Prison's probably just better. Because of all the Chaos Dragons will still be running around. There's Great Keepers we seeing play, and Deep Prison's usually better against Great Keepers. And just in general, you only need to destroy the one card that matters anyway, because you can usually just retake the board anyway. Reasoning to 2, I don't think it has any impact at all. I don't think any deck's going to play. People are going to try to make some bad DDT deck now that this and some things that are coming up later happened, but everything that makes DDT is now banned, so... yeah. Hero Lives. Apparently the Hero Alive deck was good in Japan. I don't know. I don't follow that. I guess it's good because that was some kind of degenerate OTK deck, so I have no problem with that. Heretic Seal Convocation. I don't know the deck at all, so I'm not even going to comment. Pot of Duality 2 is the thing that I dislike of things that they actually did. I feel this is the most unnecessary thing ever, and that Pot of Duality is one of the most, if not the most, fair cards he's play right now. It enables control decks, and you can't really play it in decks that just try to kill you, like the Alive Hero deck, because they just try to kill you with a bunch of special summons. So I feel like this does nothing but hurt the fair decks, except I guess Countdown, but they could have done so many other things to hurt Countdown. But I just really don't see the point. The card should be at 3, and it's my favorite card in the game, so I'm probably biased. Emergency Call, I guess, is to stifle the Hero Live deck. It doesn't do anything to Hero Beat deck, because I don't think they really even... I guess they did play 3, I don't know. Well, yeah. Hero Beat deck is still probably very good, if not one of the best decks, because now we have all of the Hero Fusions. Yay! So Super Poly can be everyone's worst nightmare. Rescue Rabbit. Yeah, okay. Rescue Rabbit. I don't think it does anything going to 2, though it might make the deck less appealing, because you're losing 1/3 of your, basically, power card, and you have to play 6 vanillas to make the card playable, so it might discourage people from playing the deck. I still think the deck is, I guess, good, but I was never a huge fan of the Rabbit deck to begin with. Blackwing Gallantly Whatever, as it is called on this list. This doesn't do anything. I don't think Blackwings are still their deck, regardless. And yeah, Debris Dragon. People are hyping plants. I don't think this is anything for plants. I think plants are still not good because they're lacking Glow Up Bulb, and they don't have Tengu anymore, which is a big thing that made them good. Agent of Mystery Earth. I guess this makes Agents viable again. I'm not sure. I still don't think the deck's that good. The deck was never really that good, but people liked it, I guess. Tour Guide from the Otherworld. This card should be at 1 or 0, but it's not because only the TCG has it right now, I think. It's one of the most unfair cards they've ever printed. Spirit Reaper is a good card. Wind Up Zen Mains is a better card. Just being able to normal summon either a 2500 beat stick with Leviathan Dragon, a 15 beat stick with 21 defense that has to die 3 times or it gains card advantage. A guy who brings back cards that are removed from... if you read Tour Guide from the Underworld... No, I don't mean just reading the card. I mean reading the card and all of the other things it does. To read Tour Guide from the Underworld, you have to read Wind Up Carrier, Wind Up, Zen Mains, you have to read Wind Up... No more Wind Ups. You need to read Leviair, you need to read Leviathan Dragon, you need to read Acid Golem, you need to read all of these cards that Tour Guide also is. Because when you normal summon Tour Guide, you have access to all of these cards at the cost of your normal summon. Like, it's just so much better than anything else that we've ever seen. Being able to just normal summon these cards with no setup. I don't see how anyone can see this as even close to fair, but I guess Effect Railers are cards. Everyone's happy. Yay! Okay. Under the Unlimited, we got Necrogardna, Marshmallow. I think that's all irrelevant. We got Emergency Teleport, which is interesting for the Psychic deck. Billy Fulfer sent me an interest. I don't know if you heard of him. Player from, I think, New England? I could be wrong. He sent me a list back when he played in Anaheim last year, or Long Beach last year, and finished, I think, X3. With a really cool list. I think it definitely benefits from the third Emergency Teleport, and I really like how the deck looked. I never actually got to test with it, but I always wanted to. So I might try to test around with that. Destiny Draw to 3. People are hyping some Teledad variants, but I don't think that's a thing, because Malicious is it too. And Malicious was what made that deck good. There's a cool deck that I'm probably going to post on my channel after this video. I'm going to post a bunch of random new format brews after I finish with this. Yeah. Then you got Swords of Revealing Light to 3, which is interesting for the Watt deck that I was testing in last format. I was considering playing it for Nationals, but after I scrubbed out of an iPad tournament, I decided against it. Yeah, the deck wasn't bad, but Swords of Revealing Light definitely makes it better. Level Limit Area Beta 3 is cool because now there's more cool sideboard cards for decks to make a bunch of Exceeds. I don't know. I have no problem with it. I don't think the stall deck is really doing that anymore. It's more one day apiece threatening war kind of thing, as evidenced by Final Countdown. Magic Cylinder to 3 is probably irrelevant as well, but hey. Okay, so things that they didn't do that they definitely should have done was limit one day piece. While the Exodia deck is probably not viable anymore because people are going to be siding Crows and main decking Thunder Kings and all that stuff, one day piece is just probably the best degenerate card in the game. It's basically a pot of greed for decks that it rewards you for playing an unfair deck because it gives you a pot of greed. Because when your opponent has no way to interact with your cards, it's basically just draw one and then get another draw phase. So for decks like Chainburn, which I think are extremely good under this list, or Final Countdown, which is never a good deck, but I guess people are going to play it, and people who don't sideboard for it are going to lose to it. It's very good. And this list really didn't do anything to those degenerate decks. Yeah. As I said earlier, I wish Goyo came back so we had a real level 6 to go into, but I guess that's not a huge deal. I'm going to post a few more videos after this about decks that I'm testing, and, well, testing as in I have deck lists, and I don't feel like playing net randoms on Dueling Network because those games never end well. So, yeah. Until next time, YouTube.